Hey there everyone, welcome back to Measure and Mix. Today I'm going to be making some Farmhouse rustic Halloween decor. I love Halloween and I love decorating for it. It's so much fun and I thought I would go ahead and get a jump start on making some Halloween decor for this season. If you're new to my channel and like home decor and DIYs, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell so you get notified when I upload a new video. Alright, let's get started. For the first DIY, I'm going to be using one of these wooden decorative frames from Dollar Tree. I love that the frame is already black, so I'm not going to do anything to that, but I am going to remove the middle circle and set that aside for later use. And then I just went ahead and painted the inside with a couple coats of black paint, and then I did go ahead and paint that circle with some white chalk paint. I would recommend sanding both of these pieces before you paint them so that way the paint sticks a little bit better. While my pieces were drying, I went ahead and created this free printable online. I linked it down below in the description box where you guys can download it for free and print it out in any size you would like. The only difference between mine and yours is your spider is hanging the right way, mine is hanging the wrong way, but that's okay. The next thing that I did was I just took my white circle and I just traced it over top of my printable and cut out that circle. Then I took some Mod Podge and I just Mod Podged it down to the circle. Once the Mod Podge was completely dry, I came back with a little bit of sandpaper and I just sanded the edges on it to give this more of a rustic old look to it. Then all I did after that was hot glue it back down to my frame, and that was it. For the next DIY, I'm going to be using one of these wooden ghosts from Dollar Tree, and I just used my white chalk paint and gave it one coat on each side, and I used my hairdryer to speed up the drying process. And then I came back with a little bit of black paint and dry brushed that onto both sides of the ghost to make it look a little bit more old and weathered, and then I came back and sanded it just a little bit. Next, I'm going to take some twine and create a tassel by wrapping the twine around my fingers a bunch of times. And then I just pulled it off my fingers and created two loops. One was smaller and one was larger. Then I just took some twine to tie off that loop. And then I just cut the excess twine after I got it all tied down. Then I came around to the bottom loop, which was the larger loop, and I cut the middle out, and that's going to create my little hanging pieces on my tassel. Then I came back around to the top where I had tied the loops off, and I tied another little knot there and then just tied some twine around it to kind of cover up that knot. And then I just took some hot glue to secure it down, and my tassel was all finished. Now I'm just going to take these wooden beads from Dollar Tree. They come in all different colors and sizes, and I just picked out all of the black and orange ones for Halloween, and I just strung them on to my twine. At the start of the twine, I just put a little dab of hot glue so that way it would be easier to string the beads through and they wouldn't get stuck. Then I just strung my beads how I liked them. Once I was done getting the beads all on to the twine, I just cut it off, and then I came back to one side and put the twine through the loop of the tassel and tied a couple knots to secure that tassel down and cut the excess twine. Then on the other side, I just inserted my ghost and did the same thing, and that was it. I love how these turned out. For the last DIY, I'm going to be using one of these mason jar signs from Dollar Tree. This one is the summer one, but I know Dollar Tree is selling fall ones, so you can definitely still recreate this if you don't have this specific mason jar sign. The first thing that I did was remove the handle From the mason jar, I just used a box cutter and scored it along the edge. And then I also removed the little straw that stuck up above the mason jar lid. After that, I just removed the tags on the back side of the mason jar because I'm going to be using the back side of this. Then I just sanded it down a little bit with a piece of sandpaper, and then I gave this 2 coats of white chalk paint, and I did not paint the lid because I'm going to be doing something different with that. To make my lid, I'm going to be using one of these popsicle sticks, and I just hot glued it down to the middle of the lid. And then I am using a piece of foil, and I'm just going to place that on top of the lid and use my fingers to trace out the shape of the lid. And then I'm going to cut that out with my scissors. Then I'm just going to place it over top again and trace it out with my fingers to get the indents in the lid, and then hot glue the back of the foil to the back of the jar. Next, I just created this free printable online, and I will link it down below in the description box like I did with the other one, and you can download it and print it off for free in any size you'd like. So I just printed mine off, and then I cut around the edges, and I used some Mod Podge to glue it down to my mason jar. I did not put glue all the way over the design. I just put it along the edges because I did this once before and the orange just bled all onto the white paper, so that didn't work out so well. Once the Mod Podge was all dry, I took some black paint and dry brushed it over top of the whole mason jar and the picture as well to make it all look a little bit more old and rustic. After that was done, I came back with a little bit of sandpaper and I sanded the edges of my image and sanded the edges of the mason jar to give this more of a old weathered look as well. The last thing I wanted to do was make the lid match the look of the jar and make it look more old. So I wanted to have a rusted look, but I didn't have any rust colored paint or cinnamon or anything I've seen people use to make something look rusted. So I took some American walnut stain and dabbed that on. And then I also layered some silver and black paint on so it looked more galvanized and rusted. And I think this worked out really well, and I love how it looks. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed these Halloween DIYs. Give this video a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments below if you like to decorate for Halloween or if you'd like to see more Halloween DIYs. All right, I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.